Hey Algebra 2, this is going to be the first video that will help you prepare for the trigonometry quiz. I'm going to do a word problem. I'm going to do a lot of word problems because if you can do a word problem, you can do any of the other problems, no problem at all. So we'll look at this word problem. Read it yourself, pause the video. So the situation is that we have we know that the elevation is 1,025 feet. And we know that the angle of elevation is 45 degrees. So what we're trying to find is what's the distance from the top of the hill to that hot chocolate stand. So let's call that x, since that's what we're trying to find. Alright, so the first step whenever you have a situation where you have an angle, a mixture of angles and line lengths, is you're going to figure out which trigonometric ratio you can use. In this situation, it appears that since we can use this angle, since it's an angle that's labeled, we know what it is for sure. We can use that angle, and from there we decide what these are. Are they opposite, adjacent, or hypotenuse, these other sides? Alright, well from that angle, it's opposite. So we say this is OPP. And then this is always the hypotenuse because it's across from the right angle. So we write HYP. Alright, so now we know opposite and hypotenuse, and based on SOHCAHTOA, the one that deals with opposite and hypotenuse is sine. So let's set up our equation. It says the sine of the angle we're dealing with, remember this is always an angle in here, is going to be equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse. So it's going to be 1,025 over the hypotenuse x. Alright, so from here, remember you always have to multiply by what's on the bottom of the fraction so you can get it to the top. Now remember, this is going to add an extra step unfortunately, but it's what you have to do because you can't have x's on the bottom. So we have x times sine of 45 equals 1,025. So we'll just divide both sides by sine of 45. Now remember, sine of 45 is just a number. It looks like it's a whole bunch of things, an S, an I, an N, a 4, and a 5. No, it's not all of that. It's just a number. If you type into your calculator, it tells you that number is 0.707. So we're going to be dividing basically by 0.707. Alright, so what do you get when you divide by that 0.707 number here? You should get 1,025 divided by sine 45. Type into your calculator, make sure you're getting the same answer. You should end up with 1,449.56. Now it's just to make sure, so I'm going to write this down here, 1,449.568.9. Alright, now let's see if it asks us to round it. If the ski slope, what is the distance from the top? Nope, doesn't ask us to round it. So we can round it however we want. We could say 1,400, to make it blue, 1,449, I'll just say 0.6, and we're dealing with feet. So it's feet. And that is your answer.